and found her talking gaily to von Brüning, deaf seemingly to our little dialogue. "Anyone would have told you it," said Madame, raising her eyebrows. "I dare say, but directly after breakfast the fog came on, and—well, one cannot leave a yacht alone in a fog," I said, with professional solidity. Von Brüning pricked up his ears at this. "I'll be hanged if that was your maxim," he laughed. "You're too fond of the shore." I sent him a glance of protest, as though to say, "What's the use of your warning if you won't let me act on it?" For, of course, my excuses were meant chiefly for his consumption, and Fräulein Dollmann's. That the lady I addressed them to found them unpalatable was not my fault. "Then you sat in your wretched little cabin all day?" she persisted. "All day," I said, brazenly. "It was the safest thing to do." And I looked again at Fräulein Dollmann, frankly and squarely. Our eyes met, and she dropped hers instantly, but not before I had learnt something, for if ever I saw misery under a mask, it was on her face. No, she had not told. I think I puzzled the stepmother, who shrugged her white shoulders, and said in that case she wondered we had dared to leave our precious boat and come to supper. If we knew Frisian fogs as well as she did— "Oh," I explained, "we were not so nervous as that; and as for supper on shore, if she only knew what a Spartan life we led." "Oh, for mercy's sake, don't tell me about it!" she cried with a grimace. "I hate the mention of yachts. When I think of that dreadful Medusa coming from Hamburg——" I sympathized with half my attention, keeping one strained ear open for developments on my right. Davies, I knew, was in the thick of it, and none too happy under Böhme's eye, but working manfully. "My fault," "sudden squall," "quite safe," were some of the phrases I caught, while I was aware, to my alarm, that he was actually drawing a diagram of something with breadcrumbs and table knives. The subject seemed to gutter out to an awkward end, and suddenly Böhme, who was my right-hand neighbour, turned to me. "You are starting for England to-morrow morning?" he said. "Yes," I answered. "There is a steamer at 8:15, I believe." "That is good. We shall be companions." "Are you going to England too, sir?" I asked, with hot misgivings. "No, no, I am going to Bremen, but we shall travel together as far as—you go by Amsterdam, I suppose? As far as Leer, then. That will be very pleasant." I fancied there was a ghoulish gusto in his tone. "Very," I assented. "You are making a short stay here, then?" "As long as usual. I visit the work at Memmert once a month or so, spend a night with my friend Dollmann and his charming family," he leered round him, "and return." Whether I was right or wrong in my next step I shall never know, but obeying a strong instinct— "Memmert," I said, "do tell me more about Memmert. We heard a good deal about it from Commander von Brüning, but——" "He was discreet, I expect," said Böhme. "He left off at the most interesting part." "What's that about me?" joined in von Brüning. "I was saying that we're dying to know more about Memmert, aren't we, Davies?" "Oh, I don't know," said Davies, evidently aghast at my temerity, but I did not mind that. If he roughed my suit, so much the better; I intended to rough his. "You gave us plenty of history, Commander, but you did not bring it up to date." The Triple Alliance laughed, Dollmann boisterously. "Well," said von Brüning, "I gave you very good reasons, and you acquiesced." "And now he is trying to pump me," said Böhme, with a rasping chuckle. "Wait a bit, sir; I have an excuse. The Commander was not only mysterious, but inaccurate. I appeal to you, Herr Dollmann, for it was apropos of you. When we fell in with him at Bensersiel, Davies asked him if you were at home, and he said 'No.' When would you be back? Probably soon, but he did not know when. "Oh, he said that?" said Dollmann. "Well, only 3 days later we arrived at Norderney, and find you have returned that very day, but have gone to Memmert. Again, by the way, the mysterious Memmert. But more than ever mysterious now, for in the evening not only you and Herr Böhme—" "What penetration!" laughed von Brüning. "But also Commander von Brüning pay us a visit in his launch. All coming from Memmert." "And you infer?" said von Brüning. "Why, that you must have known at Bensersiel, only 3 days ago, exactly when Herr Dollmann was coming back, having an appointment at Memmert with him for today." "Which I wished to conceal from you?" "Yes, and that's why I'm so inquisitive. It's entirely your own fault." "So it seems," said he, with mock humility. "But fill your glass and go on, young man. Why should I want to deceive you?" "That's just what I want to know. Come, confess now. Wasn't there something important today at Memmert? Something to do with the gold? You were inspecting it, sorting it, weighing it? Oh, I know, you were transporting it secretly to the mainland." "Not a very good day for that. But softly, Herr Carruthers, no fishing for admissions. Who said we had found any gold?" "Well, have you? There!" "That's better. Nothing like candour, my young investigator. But I am afraid, having no authority, I cannot assist you at all. Better try Herr Böhme again. I'm only a casual onlooker." "With shares." "Ah, you remember that? He remembers everything. With a few shares, then, but with no expert knowledge. Now, Böhme is the consulting engineer. Rescue me, Böhme." "I cannot disclaim expert knowledge," said Böhme, with humorous gravity, "but I disclaim responsibility. Now Herr Dollmann is chairman of the company." "And I," said Dollmann, with a noisy laugh, "must fall back on the shareholders, whose interests I have to guard. One can't be too careful in these confidential matters." "He is one who gives his consent," I said. "Can't he represent the rest?" "Extorted by torture," said von Brüning. "I retract." "Don't mind them, Herr Carruthers," said Frau Dollmann. "They are making fun of you, but I will give you a hint. No woman can keep a secret." "Ah!" I cried, triumphantly. "You have been there?" "I? Not I. I detest the sea. But Clara has." Everyone looked at Clara, who in her turn looked in naive bewilderment from me to her father. "Indeed," I said, more soberly; "but perhaps she is not a free agent?" "Perfectly free," said Dollmann. "I have only been there once, some time ago," said she, "and I saw no gold at all." "Guarded," I observed. "I beg your pardon; I mean that perhaps you only saw what you were allowed to see. And in any case, the Fräulein has no expert knowledge and no responsibility, and perhaps no shares. Her province is to be charming, not to hold financial secrets." "I have done my best to help you," said the stepmother. "They are all against us, Davies." "Oh, chuck it, Carruthers," said Davies, in English. "He's insatiable," said von Brüning, and there was a pause; clearly they meant to elicit more. "Well, I shall draw my own conclusions," I said. "This is interesting," said von Brüning. "In what sense?" "It begins to dawn on me that you made fools of us at Bensersiel. Don't you remember, Davies, what an interest he took in all our doings? I wonder if he feared our exploring propensities might possibly lead us to Memmert?" "Upon my word, this is the blackest ingratitude. I thought I made myself particularly agreeable to you." "Yes, indeed, especially about the duck shooting. How useful your local man would have been, both to us and to you." "Go on," said the Commander, imperturbably. Wait a moment, I'm thinking it out.